If we see, observe our existence, human beings, we all looking for happiness. None of us actually doing something because, oh, this is bring me suffering, so then I want to doing it. Even someone who wanted to kill themselves, they will think because by killing themselves they will find happiness. We can just observe whatever we're doing in our life. When you eat, you want to find satisfaction, you want to drink, you feel thirsty, you don't feel comfortable. So then we decide to find doing something to make us comfortable by drinking water, eating, drinking. When we go to see movies because we wanted to give satisfaction, we find satisfaction through our eyes. Same when we listen song, people wanted to find some satisfaction through the ears. And this has happened through all the senses, eyes, nose, ears, tongues, bodies and mind. And this is exactly, from these senses we try to find satisfaction. When we wanted to fulfill this human nature, wanted to find something happiness, they go through the senses first. And we've been doing that. If you are now like 50 years old or 60 years old or 30 years old, that is what we've been doing. And somehow, we actually think that that is the right thing. For example, we really want something. Take example, very simple. We wanted to eat ice cream. Now maybe, we feel at ease, but suddenly we have desires to eat ice cream. Then we not feel at ease anymore. There is something I want. So then we make some action, we go to our car, go to the shop, buy the ice cream, and we eat it. Then we feel satisfaction. So we learn that actually, if I follow what I want, then I will be happy. And this is how we learn with all the senses. That's why we keep running to fulfill whatever we want through the senses, because that is how we learn. From our experience, subconsciously, it kind of strengthens that habit, just to follow what I want. I need to become rich. I need to get bigger salary. I need to get bigger house. I need to get bigger car or better car. And that is what we are doing. Fulfilling all the desires come from the senses. Because we kind of learn, actually it works at some degree. But where actually it brings us? I think some of you have maybe have more wealth than the others. But maybe if I getting more rich, then I will be happy. It's never ending story, right? But somehow that is what we learn. So what is wrong with that? If we look back, one step back before we fulfill our desires. For example, the simple desires to have an ice cream. When we get it, when we have the desires and we don't have yet the ice cream or whatever object it is, there is this sense of lacking, sense of wanting it. So we feel not at ease. And the moment we get the object, in this case ice cream, the desire, the wanting of ice cream disappear. And that's make us at ease actually, not the object itself. The disappearance of the wanting of the object make us at ease. not the object itself. But we learn it the other way around. And we keep reinforcing that, oh, I get ice cream, I fulfill what I want, I feel at ease. Then another one coming after eat ice cream, we get boring. Oh, I wanted to watch a movie. Then turn on the TV or video, then we watch a movie. We feel at ease again. But we don't see actually what happened, the dynamic behind our mind. That is exactly the moment when that desire for a particular object disappears. That is exactly what the Buddha proposed, our suffering, because our wanting. When we talk about suffering, the Buddha used the word dukkha, and somehow it translated in English word very loose as a suffering. It actually, it has very wide spectrum. From somebody come and chop your fingers, oh, it's suffering for sure. And the other spectrum may be just, oh, I don't feel at ease in this place because maybe too hot. I'm not happy. I'm not at ease. I wanted something else. Wanted something which is not here, or don't want something which is here already. This wanting. So, as a human being, this is what we'll be doing. Not just maybe this life, but all the lives we've been born. So we have this habit just to fulfill what I want, fulfilling it. A never-ending story. So before we get something, we fulfill it. Before we eat, or to enjoy the object of our desire, can we just stop for a while? Oh, that wanting is gone. So when the Buddha actually started to teach, he took this approach of this human experience, universal human experience, that there is this sense of unease, not at ease. There is something lacking all the time. Either you are male, female, old, young, rich, poor, powerful, or no power. There is always something which is make us feel, oh, not at ease. Seems like some holes inside us, something not enough, so we wanted to filling it. And the first thing what we do is through the senses. See something, hear something, consume something, but it never ending. So the Buddha gave another proposal. Maybe there's another way. When he teach in the beginning, like the essential teaching, that is what he teach, Four Noble Truths. So you don't need to believe about it, because that is what we experience. Unlike most of other religion, which is start from belief on something, the teaching which he proposed actually to see what we experience. So sometimes people say, what do you talk about? I don't feel suffering, you know. I'm very young, strong. Whenever I'm not happy, I go to the disco, and boring, go to the pub, drink alcohol. Then another one, keep feeling. What do you talk about suffering? Life is fun. You know, like it's freedom. I can do whatever I want. But if you see, like again, inside the mind, we actually are slave of our thinking. When I like something, I will do it. If I don't like it, then straight away I push it away. So we keep running, we keep kind of moving from the like, dislike, from the extreme right, again to the extreme left, all the life like that, until we pass away. So that's what the Buddha mentioned, his teaching is a middle path. We learn how to do that. And when we practice Dhamma, then usually we are associating it with meditation. That's the most common thing. When you say, oh, you are Buddhist, what are you doing? Oh, I meditate. And I'm sure that As a Buddhist in Kuala Lumpur, in this place, there have been many teachers pass by, many monks, sayadaws, Ajahn, Bante, and they maybe actually teach different way to meditate. Or you've been very informed, internet books, you read a lot of books about this technique, about that method, and it seems all contradicting among each other, then you get confused, oh, which technique is this, which is the best. And this is very common when I pass by Buddhist groups or centers where they are very well informed, or many monks pass by, and they got trapped. Which technique is the best? And they start to fighting or arguing among each other. Oh, this technique is the best, Depend on whose monk you believe, or whose sayadaw, or whose ajahn you believe. Then quite common, I observe that people start to just arguing among each others. Sometimes debate in internet you will see. So what I felt is actually like what is suitable for you, rather than decide which one is the best. Doesn't mean if this is the best, then what you're doing is wrong. This is also happens especially when you already believe on a particular teacher or particular monks. If we are not careful, we are not smart enough, we will trap on that. If we read again the early Buddhism, if we read the sutta, the Buddha actually teaches so many ways. He meet different peoples, and sometimes he teach different things. That's how we inherit anapanasati, metta, contemplating the body, asubha, contemplating that, recollection of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And in the Encyclopedia of Buddhism, Visuddhimagga, there is registered 40 techniques. But even if you read the sutta, there is even more than that, which is not in that book, in that kind of formal books. There is example, one monk, actually, they consider him very stupid. And he cannot even recollect even one verse. His brother are very smart, very clever. And he got upset, even, okay, can you repeat just Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, for example? And after 5 minutes, he forget it. I cannot do that. So his brother thought, oh, this my brother, no hopes, very stupid. So he said, you better disrobe, because there is no point, or then you're not going to get enlightened. You cannot even recite one stanza, one teaching. So he's very sad. And when the Buddha met him, he asked him, why are you so sad? He said, oh yeah, my brother think I better disrobe because I'm hopeless case. So I cannot meditate because I cannot remember the instruction. Then the Buddha actually get a white cloth. And he said, can you actually just wrap it into your body? Just like that? Yeah, I can do that. So this monk, which is they consider to be the most stupid, so he just rubbing it in the morning until afternoon. Then he saw, oh, the cloth which is before is white, clean, now become dirty. Just that much, he understand, oh, this body is actually what I thought is clean, what I thought it's supposed to be, not what it not look like. Just that one, he already get the Dhamma, understand it, put down all attachment with the body, with the sense of identity that this body is me. Just that much. It's not registered in the formal meditation technique. So if we follow that one, so okay, let's meditate together, everybody get some white cloth and rub it. How are you going to make it a technique? So Of course, we can say, yeah, the Buddha very wise. He know what people need. But in some cases, in some cases, we just actually need to accept it that we have a different character, different preference, different habit, different way of thinking. So we cannot just make that one technique or one style of practice for everybody. And this is usually quite common and happen a lot when lay people become very clever, read a lot of books, then it end up just a lot of argument. And usually I usually like to point this before when I first meet with different groups in the big city, because usually that is what most common happen, especially this center must be have a lot of teacher pass by already. I myself not the teachers. I just started traveling outside of Thailand just last year. Usually I just stay in Thailand, stay by myself. And by traveling around from last year, I started to observe. Because how I come to monastery, I only know Buddhism through Ajahn Chah book in the beginning. I'm not from a Buddhist background. I know Dhamma through reading Ajahn Chah book, and I get, he teach Four Noble Truth, and I go to the monastery at Wat Pananachat and start my training there. And because Ajahn Chah didn't actually just focus on a technique. There's no actually Ajahn Chah technique if you observe. Comparing, for example, Burmese tradition, you have this side of teaching this technique, another side of teaching that technique. So you get Goenka technique, Mahasi Sayadaw technique, Pauk Sayadaw technique, and all about technique, how you should do things. While Ajahn Chah actually have no technique. Yeah, you can do whatever you want according to what you want, particular technique which is suitable for you. And that is what the story I heard from one of my teacher, Lumpo Sumedo. He's the first Western disciple of Ajahn Chah. And before he met Ajahn Chah, he already learned different techniques. I think that time he actually doing a lot of Mahasi technique, walking very slow, watch. So when he wanted to go to see Ajahn Chah, then he thought, I'm going to meet another teachers. Then same with other teacher, he will tell me, change your technique is wrong, you should follow my technique. So when he met him, actually, Lumpo Cha asked him, so what is your practice now? And if I remember correctly, Ajahn Sumedo said, yeah, at this moment I'm practicing letting go. Oh yeah, very good, keep going. So this is the first thing I think very important. Even when we are practicing, we need to also be clever rather than just believe on someone or a teacher which we have faith on. Like actually, particular style of practice may be useful for that monks or for that teacher, but maybe not for us. So we need to kind of find out which one is actually suitable for us, which one actually work for us. When we're practicing it, is the defilements reduced? Is it increasing the wholesome Dhamma in our life, in our heart? And something also we need to understand, because Buddhism very much kind of, people think is a meditation. The Buddha himself never used the word meditation. First, it was actually English word, right? So in his time, he didn't use the word meditation. What he used is Bhavana. That is the word he used. Cultivating the mind is Bhavana. So when we say, what are you doing as a Buddhist? Oh, we are doing Bhavana. We practice, we cultivating our mind. And how actually exactly you doing that? By going to Babs once a week for Sunday service? Like, oh, so you are Buddhist, you are going to the Buddhist center once a week, just like go to the church once a week. Well, then our brother and sister Muslim, they are much better, 5 times a day, While Buddhists maybe once a week if they are diligent, and if not so diligent, maybe once a year during Visakha. So when we say, oh, we are cultivating our mind, we're cultivating ourselves, we're practicing it, the Buddha, the Buddha formulating it into dana, sila, bhavana, or sometimes they say sila, samadhi, panya. So even in the sutta, in the Buddha time, if you read, sometimes the Buddha didn't teach meditation straight away to people. Maybe because it's too much already for them. So okay, you keep sila, teaching sila, 5 sila. There's also cultivating the mind. That is what is need for you. That is that much you can do. Keep sila, 5 sila. Oh, I cannot keep 5 sila. Okay, then 4 sila then. I cannot 4 sila. Okay, try 3 sila, 2 sila. Cannot 1 sila. Okay, do dana. This is the foundation, the fundamentals of bhavana, dana, when we wanted to cultivating our mind. So when they say, oh, you are Buddhist, so what you do? How you doing your religious practice? Oh, I'm doing dana, sharing. And all religion actually teach this one. Soon our brothers Islam will be celebrate Hari Raya. They do zakat. They do giving. How many percentage of their wealth? They will calculating it and they will give. And for a Buddhist, the Buddha actually say we practice dana. And it's not just when, the last 2 days I'm here, some group of lay people offer dana every day. They come, they offer breakfast, lunch. So then what happens if there is no monks here? Okay, dana stop. So dana is sharing, giving, and the first giving is like material giving. We give food or we give our wealth to people. And that is the most fundamentals, the most basic. And sometimes people think only that. They, like in Thailand, they're really good in doing dana, and you tell them to keep sila, maybe not so much, and you tell them to meditate, even not so much. They just do dana, they like to do dana. And sometimes it's actually because they're doing it with some expectation, so I will give this, so then I wish my business will be a success, I wish I will be rich, and I wish I will be have a prosperity in my life. So it become like a barter, like a business. So that is not dana, that's business. When the Buddha teach dana, you actually letting go. You're letting go what you have. So how is actually the fundament, the dynamic when we give dana as a part of developing ourselves, cultivating ourselves? Because the final goal will be like this understanding of that this body and mind is actually not me. How can actually dana being a supportive condition for that? For example, this is me, this is me, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. As a lay people, think what you think as, what you consider as your possession. Oh, this is my car, this is my house, this is my... And inside the house, how many things there, how many physical objects actually you own? It is all related with you, mine. That is part of your sense identity. Who's own that house? It's mine. Who own that car? It's mine. Who own that money? It's mine. Me. So if you observe those people who only thinking of themselves in society, they are not happy. It's only me, 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 me. The more money they have, the more sense of me there. So then what is to do with dana? Okay, this is me, this is me, this is me. I'm giving it up. So from, for example, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is belong to me, Ajahn Visalo. So I give it 1. So I kind of indirectly chip the sense of me there. Because now sense of identity is 3 of this belonging. That's what you do when you give away your material possession. This food, I buy it from my money, still my property, still mine. Then this morning somebody let it go, giving it to Ajahn Visalo. So you notice when you start to doing that, that is the moment you actually not thinking about yourself. You forget yourself in the act of giving. You feel, oh. So that's why, like this morning breakfast, I asked the people, what do you feel when you give me food? Oh, I feel happy, Ajahn. Exactly, because that moment you're not concerned about yourself. You're concerned about this monk. This is a skillful means the Buddha created that the monks cannot make their own food. So then I need to depend on lay people, and the lay people have a chance, have a opportunity to actually doing letting go. But imagine if, okay, I go to these ceremonies, then I don't know, katina maybe, then I offer this much amount, so I will become rich. So you're not letting go. No matter maybe you give 1 billion ringgit, you know. It's not about the amount, but about this letting go. You're chipping it away. So you can say, oh, that is dana. You come to the Babs every Sunday and you do volunteering, maybe whatever it is, the volunteering. As a volunteer, you give up your energy, your time. That moment you don't think about yourself. Maybe as a Sunday teacher, so, oh, I just wanted to share my knowledge, my energy to teach these children. This giving already, dana. And according to the theory, is actually more higher than physical, material dana. So sometimes people just think, oh, dana means like giving material possession. It is true that material possession, but it's actually chipping away the sense of I. From you have this 10, then you have 9. You let it go. The sense of I getting loosened up, getting smaller. That is how we use dana as training ourselves, developing ourselves, cultivating ourselves, part of Bhavana. Okay, if somebody is strong enough with that, they can cultivating it, then you can do Sila, keep morality. If you observe, all religion have some kind of commandments. The Supreme Being, whatever they want to call it, God, or then they will make a commandment, you should do this. You don't do that, you go to hell. You do that, you get pahala, you go to heaven. This is usually the relationship, especially like monotheistic religion, when they do this morality. Because in the text, it looks the same. All religion don't teach that is condemned to steal. It's part of the, for example, part of the commandment. You should not steal. We also have. But it's not from like a God being or the Buddha said you should not steal, otherwise you go to hell. It's actually part of training. When you say the Pali, for example, the first training, 5 Sila. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. I train myself not to take life. It's a training. Sikkhapada is a training, not commandment from the God or from the Buddha. It's a training, and we need to do that voluntarily. Nobody forced us to do that. That is then become training, because I consciously aware of this, and I took it as a training. I train myself. How it happened, for example, okay, I train myself not to take a life. Suddenly we walking on the park, there is mosquito come. Usually people will just dead. I wanted to kill this mosquito. I wanted to kill it. But when we train ourselves, we look at actually the intention. I wanted to kill. I wanted to kill. Okay, I relinquish that sense of wanting. Oh, that is very good, pawns, but belongs somebody else. I want to take it. I want to take it. I relinquish it again. I let it go. In that way, it becomes training rather than I shall not kill, I shall not stealing. Then there is no wisdom can grow there, because it's like somebody told me. Rather than I look inside, I'm aware this wanting to take something belong to others. Oh, actually I train myself, so I'm not following it. So it's even go deeper rather than I let go of this my possession. That's why they said it's actually higher merit to keep Sila, than just giving your possession. It takes more will, it takes more training, discipline of our mind. That is if we took it as a training rules to train ourselves. So what happened is actually we start to learn not to just follow what I like. Oh, this mosquito is disturbing, it's biting me, I just squash it. Oh no, I don't follow that. I let it go. Same with all the other precepts. But sometimes we, as a Buddhist, we actually didn't make an intention. For example, this morning, anybody actually make intention this morning to keep 5 Sila, And I'm sure nobody actually stealing, today. Is anybody stealing today? Or tomorrow, did you plan to steal something? No, right? But we miss the opportunity in the morning, for example. I train myself not to kill. I train myself not to take something not belong to me. By thinking about it, by make intention about it, we actually train ourselves already. You remember when the Buddha said, what is kamma? The Buddha said, kamma is cetana, intention. So by have intention already, okay, today, early in the morning when you do your puja, if you do your puja, then you, okay, panatipata veramani, then you say the English one. But sometimes it becomes automatic, you do the Pali and you don't actually feeling it, you don't actually know what you're saying, just like a robot. And then you say the English also. I train myself not to kill, I train myself not to steal. You already make a good karma because you intention to train yourself. Otherwise, you wasted the whole day and you don't steal anyway. So, okay, in the morning, just how many minutes it takes to repeat Panat 5 Sila? Maybe, it take a bit long, Ajahn, because you say not only the Pali but also the English one. Well, even like that, maybe 1 minute. Or if you don't want to repeat the English one, repeat the Chinese one. Something you understand. Oh, this is, I intend myself to to do training. Yeah, Ajahn, I cannot because I'm planning to get drunk tonight. Okay, then 4 Sila. Then tomorrow you don't drink. Okay, today I'm not planning to drink. I will train myself to keep 5 Sila. Or then you kind of suddenly, in the heat of the moment, mosquito or ants disturb you, then you kill, oh, I break it, then okay, train again. You fell down, pick up yourself, okay, now I wanted to train again myself. You cannot give up this, you give this momentum. Keep the intention. Because that intention wanted to train yourself, and oh, actually, I just don't follow whatever I like. Or I don't like this mosquito, check it. Oh, I like that iPhone, or I want to take. You start to actually give this momentum in the mind that anything I want or anything I don't want, I don't just following it, because I train myself, rather than kind of sense of like righteousness. I am a good Buddhist, I am not stealing. It's not about that, it's about training ourselves. So what happens is, it become foundation, this dana, this sila, become foundation when we actually really doing sitting or walking meditation. Because when you sit, I'm sure you experience in sitting meditation for how many years already. When you close your eyes, you sit, then there is always something to pull you out. I want to think this, I want to think that. And they're always convincing. Very strong. Oh, actually, you need to think about tomorrow, or you think about your son. There's always something to worry. And they're very convincing. So we always go out again and go out again. But because we are so used by, okay, this is my thing, I let it go. Or I want to steal that one, I let it go. We are so used to let it go, like, oh, I don't pay attention to just what I want. So then it affects when you sit down, suddenly impulse come, oh, you need to be worried about your job tomorrow. Another thing arises, then no problem, because I don't need to follow it. So this is how this dana and sila become part of bhavana. If you sit in the bigger picture, rather than just meditate, retreat. No, it's actually about, it is daily things, every moment. So, then in meditation, same again. Maybe you learn that, I heard I should focus on something, I must concentrate, I don't know, whatever it is, maybe tip of your nose, or maybe your stomach, whatever you do. I must focus, I must concentrate. Is it work when you force yourself like that? Did you feel peaceful? Why is like that? You remember when the Buddha said, we have suffering, we have dukkha, unease, because we want something. And this is exactly what we do in our life. We keep wanting something. And Ajahn is actually work, the more I want, if I wanted to reach, I will work day and night, hook or crook, I will do it, I become rich. There is fact. It works. If I wanted to finish the target of my job, I will put my wanting, the more I wanting it, it has result. That is happen in the physical world. So what are you talking about? It's actually happening. And we learn like that. We wanted to pass the exam, we work hard all night. I wanted to finish, I put effort on it, it got the result. But what happened? What is the price? Do you actually become at ease with that? So, when we do bhavana, it's actually quite the opposite. When the Buddha, before he's enlightened, the story is, he's sitting on the bank of river and he put his bowl, and his bowl actually going the other direction from the river. It's kind of a symbology that the way he's teaching is actually completely the opposite from the world. In the world, the more you want it, the more you put your energy there, the more you kind of work day and night, you get the result. But in meditation, it's actually, the more you wanting it, it actually didn't give result, the more you tense. So meditation is just like an activity which actually not involve wanting. It kind of seems like counterintuitive. How can you get the result if you don't have wanting on it? And it seems like logical, because that is what we do. That is what we learn since we are kids, we grow up. That is what we learn from society. And that is also what we learn from our experience. So, If you see the Eightfold Path, is actually the first thing is sammaditi, right view. And right view is involving about the understanding of Four Noble Truth. So when you sit in meditation, for example, instead of I wanted, use your willpower, focus on your whatever it is, maybe tip of your nose, you focus on it. It can work until certain degree. There is tension there. There is not feel at ease. But for example, if I just kind of let it go, I didn't force myself. There is attention. The body is actually breathing by itself, right? You don't need to actually, with your will force, to breathe in and breathe out. You just basically feel it. How much can you feel actually your finger right now? Or can you feel your body touching the floor, touching the mat? When I ask you, can you feel your body touching the mat, touching the seat, touching the floor? Straight away you're feeling it. And how much energy you use for that? How much willpower you use? When I say, can you feel your stomach? Some technique, they actually pay attention, the rising and fall. Can you feel it? Instead of I wanted to focus, I should focus on that, I should force myself to concentrate on that. There is already this I wanted something, rather than I accepting whatever now. There is breathe in, there is breathe out by itself. Do you fall asleep every night? Is anybody here never been fall asleep? We do it every night. But the more you wanted to sleep, it not happen. You force yourself, I should sleep. Or you worry about your office, you worry about something, you cannot sleep. There is a moment where you completely let it go, then you go dark. Meditation is just almost similar like that. You let it go completely. But in order not to go dark, that is the role of object of meditation. You hold it lightly, so you're not completely dark like sleep. But first there is need a sense of kind of surrender at the moment, let it go, or whatever word you want to describe when you kind of sleep. Completely let it go, completely surrender, but then hold whatever object of your meditation slightly, gently, so you're not completely dark. Maybe you feel your breathing, you completely let it go. I kind of like hands off. You are not in the driver's seat. I'm not there to doing it. I'm just the observer. Oh, I just let it go. There is breath in, come in. There is breathing, come out. It happened by itself. But it's counterintuitive and it seems not logical, because that is not what we operate in the world, in the daily life. Always I am doing something. And there is a result. I wanted to cook, okay, I will cut this, I will do this, there is food. But in meditation it's different way around. Same like sleeping. You need to completely let it go, then go dark. Completely let it go, then take your object of meditation lightly. So from beginning there is already kind of a habit that I am not there. When we start to feel the body, it happened by itself. Then slowly understanding can arise that, oh, this body is not me, it happened by itself. The blood is moving by itself. I am not doing it. The heart is pumping by itself. I'm not doing it. The breath come in and out. It happened by itself. When we get familiar with this kind of mode, mindset, wisdom can arise, because the thinking process stops. And this is what the problem in our society, because we think a lot this day. This modern society, we almost never stop thinking except sleeping. And some people, not just thinking mentally, they start to say things non-stop. And what we call that? A crazy person, right? So we are actually just like crazy person. It's just that we're not yet legally crazy because we don't say it non-stop. We just kind of still mentally non-stop, non-stop, non-stop. Until people get depressed. Not the modern society, so many people depressed. They don't know or they don't learn how to stop thinking while still aware. Only when they sleep, then they kind of stop thinking. In the past, when the society not so developed, most of the human challenge is physical. Worry about the food. When will be the next meal? Can I eat something tomorrow? Sickness, disease. People live in the cavemen. They only worry about physical thing, dangerous. But once it's finished, they can completely sleep. They can rest. Nowadays, modern people, almost all the physical challenge is actually kind of solved. You have money in the bank. There is almost sure there is something you eat tomorrow. If you're sick, you can go to the doctor. Physically, you kind of like living in heaven compared to the cavemen hundreds of years ago. But the suffering is actually shifting, mostly mental. The blessing of thinking become a curse. We don't know how to stop thinking. And when we think something, we believe it. Oh, I don't like that guy. I don't like it. Suffering arises. We never see, oh, it's actually thinking, it's happened by itself. But because we used to this kind of mode of existence, I am doing something, I am thinking something, we cannot actually step back, hands off, in the driver's seat, and observe that thing actually happened by itself. So, it's quite common when people meditate, they force themselves. Even when they meditate, the I is still there. I am focusing on something. They can get it to some degrees. And this is the technique of meditation. Even before the Buddha is actually exists. You can concentrate yourself. I am doing it. Get upon bliss, upon bliss, upon bliss. But you open your eyes, same story. But I is still there. So, we need to learn this kind of mindset or mode of behavior where we just chill out, not doing anything, but aware. But sometimes it's very difficult. So, okay, then you focus on something. Concentrate on the whatever it is. There is many concentration techniques. Concentrate on the light, concentrate on the fire, concentrate on the color. I am still doing something. If they cannot just, okay, chill down, just observe, because when you do that, start away, the mind take over. Okay, then do concentration. Still cannot? Okay, do Sila. Still cannot? Okay, do Dana. So in that way, Dana, Sila, and Bhavana become a package, become a whole things. As a Buddhist, that is what we are doing. Moment to moment. Even monks, it's not that, oh, I'm finished doing Dana, now I'm doing Sila. Oh, I'm finished doing Sila, now I only meditate. It's not like that. It is actually happen in the same time. It is just because as a word, as a language, this is how we present it. It's not like, oh, I'm finished doing Dana. Sometimes monks think like that because we always being the end of recipient, receiving thing. But when actually, no, I also still need to do Dana. But maybe in different form. I don't have material possession, so I do Dana by just like this, sharing my information I know, sharing my knowledge, sharing my time, is Dana. The moment I think like that, I feel at ease. So, when we say that, okay, then what you do as a Buddhist? This is what we do. How the Buddha presented the teaching, Dana, Sila, and Bhavana. And Of course, again, I mentioned in the beginning that there is many ways of meditate. As a Buddhist practitioner, be wise. Don't fall the trap that this is the best. This is the only technique. Just like food, maybe for some people, actually eating noodles is actually very good for them. They feel benefit. But you cannot say to acting Western people, oh, eating bread is useless. It's not good because you feel good by eating noodle. That is good for them. And people actually in different level of evolution. For some people, maybe good enough for giving Sila. But just because they feel the benefit of giving Sila, then meditation is not important. Because in my experience, giving Sila is good enough. People are different. Same, you do metta, no, not good. Anapanasati is the best. It's not about the best. It's about what is actually suitable for you at a particular time, particular space on your evolution, on your Dhamma practice. So, sometimes also I talk to people and they said, actually, I have some friends actually, then they said, my grandmother think I'm too young to practice Dhamma. You need to be later on wait until you're getting old, then you practice Dhamma. Sometimes in some society that is what their ideas. Dhamma practitioner is only for the old people. Wait until you're getting old. But it's Ajahn Chah, in some of the book I read, he said, in Thailand also just like that. But he said, when you're getting old, sometimes even just sitting for 15 minutes is difficult already. The knees start to get pain, then you work, you standing, then you feel pain, you walking, you feel pain. Just to feel at ease is quite difficult. And there is no guarantee actually that we will live until old age. Imagine, for example, there is some very profitable investment. They offer it to you. Then you say, oh, no need, I will do the investment when I'm getting old. We always actually very clever when I think about worldly matter. We do very good investment. I'm sure almost all of you or everybody here have some money in the bank, right? Or if I invest my money on buying property or invest on something else, maybe gold. And that is a valid thing because at some point you will need it. But it is very rare if I want to invest for my own happiness, for my own peace of mind. Just sitting 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. I have no time, but you have a lot of time to invest in the world. And that is also, I'm sure you all know that when you pass away, you cannot carry the money in the bank, right? Your house, can you carry it when you pass away? I don't know, maybe some of you can, I know I cannot, but maybe some of you can. But this good quality that the way we think, the wisdom we have, all what we call merit, we carry it even until we pass away. That is the only thing we carry. Our good karma or our bad karma, that's it. If we're so used to it that we train ourselves, sometimes I read all this biography of Ajahn in Thailand. Why is some look like very easy, One year as a monk, then seems like he become enlightened, And some we've been doing it for 20 years, 30 years, and still so difficult. They born in this planet with actually different qualities already. That is what we can call good karma. Some people seems so easy practicing Dhamma. Some people seems very difficult, even just to tell them to keep Sila. Because they come with different tendency. So maybe we not finish this job, this life, but what we've been doing, cultivating Dana, Sila, and try to meditate, it's actually, it affects our mind. It becomes our character. Then next life, this kind of tendency will carry with us. Maybe it's become more easier. That's what I said, you carry this merit, life to life, until another life, until you finish the job. If we think, oh, it's difficult, this life, so maybe I wait. Next life is still difficult, because we never tried it. Imagine when you learn, everybody here know how to drive bicycle. When we learn it, it's difficult in the beginning, right? But when we're doing it and we feel difficult, okay, difficult, I give up. Never we will be able to learn it. Just because, okay, it's difficult, then we keep doing it, then now actually we don't need to think about it. We just hop on the bicycle and we drive bicycle. It needs times, it needs patience. Same also with Dhamma practice. But even a simple practice, if you can see the benefit, sit 5 minutes. No need sit meditate, just sit in your sofa, just relax. Just like you want to go sleep, but aware the breathing. Or actually you can just repeat what is popular in Thailand, Buddha. Buddha. Just aware of it. Don't need to think about, I need to meditate. Sometimes I tell people, okay, no need to meditate, quote, because there is already a lot of ideas. I need to sit straight and, like this. The moment they sit like this, it's like fighting mode already. I need to conquer myself. I need to focus on something. Then they do like that 30 minutes with one thing and 30 minutes dukkha. So, okay, no need to meditate. We just chill out, sit, but aware. Resting. I told them, okay, let resting. Resting mindfully, rather than let's meditate. Because there is always this habit already. When I meditate, I force myself. So then, it's not for me. Give it up. I just do dana. So look it like that. It's actually investment. Whatever little you have, invest. When I'm kid, we have this piggy bank. We invest little by little, 1 rupiah. It's not that, only 1 rupiah, I don't want to invest. I'm waiting until 1,000. Never happened. Because I put 1 rupiah, in 3 months become 1,000. So just like that kind of investment, if we look at this as investment for myself. Okay, there is an occasion, there is opportunity to do dana, okay, I will do it. Look first inside yourself when you do it, I let it go. Rather than become so automatic, just become like robot. Then you actually didn't feel it. There is no more intention there, you become automatic. Especially when you've been doing it so many times. I just need to bring the food to the monks. So then I do this just to complete the target. Bring the food to the monk, rather than, okay, during that process, what did you feel? Even before you doing it, you think about it, just have intention, I wanted to give this to the monk. There's already happiness arise. You already doing dana intentionally. Just stay with that sense of happiness, that is your investment. Dana investment. Then you have a sila, every morning just repeat to yourself, Panatipata Veramani Sikapadang Samadhiyami. I train myself not to kill living being. Just 5 minutes every day, early in the morning, when it's supposed to be you do your puja. I'm not sure how many of you actually doing it this morning, but just make a habit. So the mind already slowly go to that direction. So habituated and so used to it, next life, it's become so easy, become like a second nature. Some people like that. So we question, how can they become like that? Because they've been doing it. This is investment for our own well-being. Is anybody can do it for you? Your wife, your husband, your children, they can do only certain degree to help you. Like, for example, you're getting old, the children can look after of you. They can only look after that much, but your own well-being, your own happiness, peace of mind, nobody can do it for you. Even the Buddha cannot do it. Even you pray to the Buddha asking, not happen like that. There is a lot of these things, actually we need to do it by ourselves. Even as simple as eating. If you're hungry, I cannot eat for you. Even I really somebody really love you, if you suffer, you will suffer alone. You cannot actually, okay, the suffering, 50% I will give it to you. Even if they wanted to receive it, it cannot happen like that. So we need to invest for ourselves. The external investment, you can do it, I do this investment, buy this land, buy this house for my next generation, for my children, for my grandchildren, is very good. But this mental well-being investment, nobody can do it to you except yourself. So I offer this as an encouragement for everybody. I hope there is a benefit and put it into practice. And I wish happiness and prosperity for all of you, whoever who present here, the seen or the unseen. Ewang.